With the 30th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Nate Wiggins, defensive back, Clemson.
Yeah, you guys talked about it in terms of just the pure cover corner. That's what he is. Reminded me of DRC, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. The 173 pounds was a little startling. He got to his pro day, he was back up over 180, so that was encouraging. A very dynamic athlete. The testing numbers were excellent. He's very loose and fluid and smooth in all of his movements as he keeps his eyes on the quarterback. Watch the speed to close here. He can close down that space, that catch-up, that make-up speed. He's got it big time. The effort to chase plays down. He did it twice. You'll see them both right here. Forced the fumble at the 1-yard line. Here he is against North Carolina. Another one, phenomenal effort to chase that play down. Now, the issues are some of the tackling. Tackling wasn't great. He was a little content to hang on blocks at times. But you go to the Baltimore Ravens, they will coach you out of that very quickly. And if they don't do it, the first time you have to face Derrick Henry in the first full contact session, you'll figure that one out.
Speed, huh?
I guess they do want that bite.
Yep.
Well, look, as a football player, you know he's up there a little bit on my list because I think Nate Wiggins is just a really good cover corner. I mean, on tape, he was probably the best pure cover corner on tape. And he's very, very fast. The questions you have with Nate Wiggins is he big enough to hold up against NFL tackles or wide receivers? And when teams decide to target him in the run game, how is he going to handle himself from a durability standpoint, and can he get guys down as a tackler? I don't think he's going to be a great tackler in the run game. I think the run game is going to be an issue for him. But, man, he has unbelievable makeup speed, very fluid in the hips, able to mirror and match out of the back pedal. He's not going to be outrun. You can throw him on whoever you need to, and he can handle the speed down the field. So Nate Wiggins is I like him as a corner. I'm a little surprised because I don't feel like that's the Ravens type of cornerback. But, you know, from a talent standpoint, it's there. I felt like that 175-pound cornerback might be something that could get him bounced out of the first round.
Yeah, it's not the typical corner that the Baltimore Ravens select, but he's a really good player. Turns the transitions are smooth. He does all the things in the coverage game that you like to see, but the physicality and toughness has to show up on tape.
With the 62nd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Roger Rosengarten, tackle, Washington.
That's the 5th offensive player from Washington that's got drafted already. That was a big-time program they had last year, especially on that side of the ball. Really aggressive in pass protection. He tested outstanding. Ran a 4.92, so a sub-5 flat 40. Played that right side, protecting the blind side of the left-handed quarterback there in Michael Vick. On the other side, you had Fautanu. Fautanu had a little more snap, a little more power. That's why he went off first. But you also have excellent footwork and excellent technique on the right side here with Rosengarten. Keep in mind, CD, Morgan Moses, he goes to the Jets. Now they've got someone who can plug in there.
And Ronnie Stanley's been injury prone on the left side. So my question comes back to you. With that footwork, with that speed, could he be a candidate to be a guy who can move to the left side? Because Daniel Faalele from Minnesota, the mountain of a man, is over there on the right side right now. Could he be a candidate?
Well, Faalele can play some guard at that side too, but he has left tackle feet. That's the term we use in scouting. Do you have left tackle feet? He has left tackle feet.
He might have those traits, Joel, where he could go over there, because Stanley has had a tough time staying healthy and staying on the field. And John Harbaugh said coming in this draft, offensive line has to happen.
He has left tackle experience. He only moved to right because Penix is left-handed. So it was specifically to protect that blind side. Also, by the way, pretty prominent high school he went to, Valor High School, home of the McCaffreys. All those McCaffreys,
and a lot of state championships as well,
including Wyndham Clark, U.S. Open reigning champ Wyndham Clark.
Okay, what do we got on Roger Rosengarten, another piece of that Joe Moore award-winning offensive line?
Yeah, he kind of reminds me, they don't play the same position, but I remember when Ben Powers got drafted by the Ravens, and I thought, well, there's some limitations here, but he's just tough. Like, he did a nice job over there for the Ravens because he's a tough guy. Roger Rosengarten is tough. I think there's some limitations from a pass pro standpoint. He gives ground in terms of against bull rushers, and I do question his range in pass sets. What I don't question, though, is his ability to play with competitiveness and toughness. He can play inside and outside zone. It's something that he did a lot of. You see the quick footwork, very well coached. Scott Huff is a very good offensive line coach over at Washington, went to Seattle. He's now at the Seahawks. Yeah. And Scott does a really good job of getting his guys into position after the snap. In other words, landmarks are important. You need to be here to cut off this backside defender, and he gets them there on time. So Roger Rosengarten has the ability to help expand your running game wide a little bit. I do question, though, some of the athletic traits and how he's going to handle pass protection on the NFL level. This will be an interesting fit. I thought he was more of a third-round pick, but I was told second or third is where he's going because he got hot with some teams. And so, sure enough, the intel was right. He ends up in the second round here.
And this is the Baltimore Ravens really attacking the need.
Yeah.
They needed to upgrade their offensive line. And as this offense changed, remember, Todd Monken comes in. They've gone away from the Greg Roman system. So they had to change the furniture up front. Now they should be a little more mobile, a little more dynamic when it comes to.
I love that change the furniture.
With the 93rd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Adisa Isaac, linebacker, Penn State.
The Nada sons almost harmonized that.
Well, I know one thing. If I'm Dan Lanning, I've already got 3 scholarship offers to those 3 kids. Those have already been issued right there.
NIL deals already cut.
No question. Hey, the Ravens go shopping for an edge rusher at Penn State. Have we seen this before? Odafe Owe.
Shocking.
They go out and get Adisa Isaac, who has a lot of quick wins. You see the frame there, at almost 6'5", 247 pounds. They line him up over tight ends a lot, and he just beats them up repeatedly. I love the get off. I love the burst. You've got Chop Robinson on one side. He's on the other side. That ability, CD, to be able to pry a shoulder. Talk about power. Do you rush to their chest or do you work half a man? He does a great job working half a man and just prying that shoulder free. But that was quite the duo on the edge with him and Chop Robinson there at Penn State.
Well, the beauty of it was he doesn't mind taking the whole man either. All right, so he'll be able to work half a man, but Joel, you watched, and one of the things people always talked about is you had to go a little bit deeper at Penn State to understand the numbers, because Isaac's numbers were better getting to the quarterback than Chop Robinson's, who had better potential.
That defense wants those hard edges.
With the 113th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Devontez Walker, right receiver, UNC.
Yeah, Devontez Walker, guys, 4.36. He can absolutely fly. Real smooth athlete. The inconsistent hands is why he's available at this point in time. Catching balls from Drake May. That was something that you watched as he got there halfway through the season after he'd been suspended.
A lot of stop and start for his season.
Wasn't a fair situation.
I was about to say, we're congratulating Des Walker for not only being drafted by the Baltimore Ravens, but officially no longer being in the clutches of the NCAA.
With the 130th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select TJ Tampa, defensive back, Iowa State.
TJ Tampa, I expected him to go yesterday. I thought you'd see him go potentially even in the second round. I thought he was more of a third-round player, but here they get him with great value at the bottom of the 4th round. Big physical corner. He's got a basketball highlight where you can see his overall athleticism. It's ridiculous. Go ahead, Dave.
I'm sorry. I'm not a tape guy.
Yeah.
Are you saying there's a cornerback named Tampa and he wears the number 2? Am I understanding
He's a
that?
Tampa 2 guy.
Does he play that style?
He's more of a press man.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah. Well, it's like Bordellini getting it out from Germany.
Well,
that was
then.
the dunk. I called you.
Okay.
I told you want. Let's see it again, please.
Does he press?
Does
he press? 40 minutes of hell?
Look at this.
There it is.
Oh.
With the 165th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Rasheen Ali, running back, Marshall.
There's some running back coaches that really like Rasheen Ali, and I don't blame them. Rasheen Ali has been a very productive player, as you see right there, some of the numbers for Rasheen Ali. He's got good size, compact build, and that's the first thing that stands out is you want somebody with the size to handle the carries. 206, it's kind of average. You like him to be a little bit heavier, but that's not bad. 5'11", 206. And Rasheen Ali, his tape is really fun to watch. He's loose-limbed runner, so he can really shake and give you that agility to create a high number of of missed tackles. If the blocking's not good in front of him, he can create for himself. It's something you really love. He can toggle between the patience and the decisiveness, so he can go from being, okay, let me just see what opens up, there it is, bang, let's go hit it. Yeah. That's something you have to have in the NFL as a running back. You've got to be decisive when the time comes. When you see it happen, you got to stick it and go. Vision and decisiveness, very important in a faster league like the NFL.
With the 218th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Devin, Leary, quarterback, Kentucky. Let's go!
You got to hang with him, right? East-West, he's an East-West Shrine guy, and also a player that unfortunately had a lot of dropped passes.
Oh, he did have a lot of drop passes. Bounced around, was at NC State, then made his way to Kentucky. Before that, coming out of New Jersey. Prolific passer, all-timer when it comes to throwing the ball all over the yard. Goes to NC State, you see some big games. You see him make some big plays. When you watch him at the East-West Shrine Bowl, big-time arm talent. You can hear the ball whizzing past the ears of defenders. The issue that you had last couple seasons, the inconsistency. Some of that's through supporting cast, some of that was his own injuries. This is a very talented player. He goes to Baltimore. Once again, I tell you, Baltimore just sticks to trying to take really good players and not worrying about all the other stuff. He's a little undersized for the position, but the talent certainly is there.
Yeah, and the arm talent, he's got a whip, as Bucky mentioned. I mean, and one of the things I liked about him on tape, like there's little flashes where I go, maybe he's got a shot. He attacks intermediate throws, which are pro throws, with great decisiveness. When he rolls out and he's on the move, the accuracy actually goes up. So there's some elements to his game that I think need to be, they're a little unbridled, that if they can get it, really compact and dialed in, there might be something there.
With the 228th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Nick Samac, center, Michigan State.
With the 250th pick of the 2024 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Sanoussi Kane, defensive back, Purdue.
Man, I wrote him up early in the process here. I got to go back to my notes to remember what I had on him. Sanoussi Kane has, I do remember this, from a size standpoint, he's got good size. I think with Kane, the speed and explosiveness at the pro day are going to stand out. Quick lateral scrapes to mirror direction to run play, so he'll get down there in the box and make some things happen. Does a good job of keeping distance from blockers.